Right now, someone is manipulating you. Not a stranger, not a villain. Someone you know, someone you trust. Someone who may not even realize they're doing it. In the next 10 minutes, you're going to learn exactly how it works, and you'll never see the world the same way again. Welcome to The Dark Mind, where we explore the darkest corners of human psychology. Today we're breaking down 7 manipulation tactics that are being used on you every single day, in relationships, at work, in advertising, in politics, even in your own home. These aren't theories. They're documented psychological techniques, studied in labs, used by governments, and deployed by the people around you whether they know it or not. By the end of this video, you'll be able to spot each one the moment it happens. Let's begin. Tactic number 1, gaslighting. The name comes from a 1944 film where a husband slowly dims the gas lights in his home, then tells his wife she's imagining it. His goal, to make her doubt her own perception of reality. In real life, gaslighting sounds like this. That never happened. You're too sensitive. You're imagining things. Everyone agrees with me. Ask them. The frightening part? It works. Over time, the victim stops trusting their own memory. They start apologizing for things they didn't do. They become dependent on the manipulator to tell them what's real. Gaslighting isn't always intentional, but whether deliberate or not, the effect on the victim is the same. If someone regularly makes you feel confused, forgetful, or like you're always overreacting, pay attention. That feeling is data. Tactic number 2, love bombing. Imagine meeting someone who treats you like you're the most important person on earth. Constant compliments, constant attention. They text you all day. They tell you they've never felt this way about anyone. It feels incredible until it stops. Love bombing is the deliberate flooding of affection, attention, and praise, used to create dependency before the manipulation begins. It's most common in romantic relationships, but it happens in friendships, workplaces, and cults too. Cult leaders are perhaps the most studied practitioners. Jim Jones showered new members with love, community, and purpose until they were too emotionally invested to leave. The rule is simple. When affection feels overwhelming, too fast, or almost too good to be true, slow down. Genuine connection builds gradually. Love bombing arrives all at once. Tactic number 3, the silent treatment. Silence is a weapon, and in the hands of a skilled manipulator, it's one of the most powerful tools in existence. When someone withdraws all communication as punishment, they are using your fear of abandonment against you. The silence says, behave or lose me. Studies have shown that social exclusion activates the same regions of the brain as physical pain. Being ignored literally hurts. The silent treatment forces the other person into a cycle of anxiety, self-blame, and eventually, compliance. They'll apologize for things they didn't do just to end the silence. The disturbing truth: people who use the silent treatment often don't see it as manipulation. They call it needing space. But there's a difference between healthy distance and weaponized withdrawal. Tactic number 4, intermittent reinforcement. This one is perhaps the most powerful manipulation tactic on this entire list, and it's the reason people stay in toxic relationships long after they should have left. Here's how it works. In the 1950s, psychologist B.F. Skinner discovered something remarkable. When he rewarded rats randomly, sometimes pressing a lever gave food, sometimes it didn't, the rats became obsessed. They pressed the lever compulsively, far more than when the reward came every single time. Now replace the rat with a person. Replace the lever with a relationship. Replace the food with love, attention, or approval. When someone gives you warmth and connection unpredictably, sometimes kind, sometimes cold, sometimes present, sometimes gone, your brain becomes addicted to the possibility of the reward. You become hooked on chasing something you can't predict. This is why the most toxic relationships are often the hardest to leave. The inconsistency isn't a flaw in the relationship. For the manipulator, it's the strategy. Tactic number 5, guilt tripping. After everything I've done for you, I guess I'm just not important to you. Fine, I'll just suffer alone. Guilt is one of the most socially acceptable manipulation tools because it disguises itself as vulnerability. The guilt tripper doesn't make demands. They make you feel responsible for their emotional state, and once you feel responsible, you'll do almost anything to relieve that guilt. This tactic is especially effective on empathetic people. People who care deeply about others are the most susceptible because their compassion becomes the lever being pulled. The distinction worth remembering. Expressing genuine hurt is human. Deploying hurt strategically to control behavior is manipulation. One builds connection, the other exploits it. Tactic number 6, moving the goalposts. You do everything they asked, and somehow, it's still not enough. You got the promotion they said would make them proud. They said you should have gotten it sooner. You apologized the way they demanded. They said you didn't mean it. You changed the behavior they complained about. Now they found something new to criticize. Moving the goalposts is the continuous shifting of expectations so that satisfaction is permanently out of reach. It's found in controlling relationships, toxic workplaces, and abusive family dynamics. The target is kept in a constant state of striving, always working to earn approval that will never actually come. The psychological effect is devastating. Over time, the victim internalizes the belief that they are fundamentally not enough, that no matter what they do, they will always fall short. If you notice that the bar keeps moving every time you reach it, the problem is not your performance. The bar was never meant to be reached. Tactic number 7, DARVO. This one has a name that sounds technical, because it was coined by researchers studying the tactics used by abusers when confronted about their behavior. DARVO stands for Deny, Attack, Reverse Victim and Offender. Here's how it plays out in real life. You confront someone about their behavior. They did something that hurt you. You bring it up calmly and clearly. First, they deny. I never did that. That's not what happened. Then, they attack. I can't believe you would accuse me of that. How dare you? Then, they reverse victim and offender. You're the one hurting me right now. After everything I've been through, you're doing this to me. Suddenly, you're the one apologizing. You came into the conversation with a legitimate concern. You're leaving it feeling like the villain. DARVO is one of the most disorienting manipulation tactics in existence because it weaponizes your empathy in the very moment you try to protect yourself. Knowing the name gives you power. The next time someone flips a conversation like this, you'll recognize it immediately. 7 tactics, each one documented, each one real, and each one now visible to you in a way it wasn't 10 minutes ago. The goal of understanding manipulation is not paranoia. It's not to see every person in your life as a threat. The goal is clarity, because manipulation survives in the dark. It depends on you not having the words for what's happening. It depends on your confusion. Now you have the words: gaslighting, love bombing, the silent treatment, intermittent reinforcement, guilt tripping, moving the goalpost, DARVO. Say them, learn them, share them. Because the most powerful thing you can do against manipulation is simply see it. If this video changed the way you see something in your life, that's exactly why this channel exists. Every week on The Dark Mind, we go deeper into the psychology behind human behavior, criminal minds, manipulation, the dark patterns that shape the world around us. Subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next. And if you know someone who needs to see this, send it to them. It might be the most important thing they watch today. I'll see you in the next one.